Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be adding tables to our website. Tables allow us to display data in a tabular format. So an example in W3 School's website, which is a great resource, by the way, if you want to dig deeper into HTML and CSS. This shows us an example of a table that's been formatted using HTML. Looks quite nice. And it gives us some starter HTML code, which I'll run over in our own examples. So I've included that in today's notes, but also we can just take it straight from here, and we are going to put it in our members table, members area, because we're going to create a table with each of the containing information about each of the beetles. So the way that I want it to look is like an image of the beetle with some text to the right hand side of it. So that's my sort of plan that I'd sketched out. So I'm going to paste that code in and just consider what it means. So we have a table object, and each table has TRs in it. Since there's 3 of them, I know that they're rows. TH, company, contact, country, these look like they're the headings for the rows. So I'm going to change that to image. I'm going to change that to description. And I'm going to take out country, so I don't want that one anymore. And then I've got TD. So TD means data, table data. So if I think about it, I'm going to have, in the next row, I'm going to have data, data, data. So I'm just going to have image. I'm going to have, John Lennon, description. And that's about it. I'm going to have multiple rows that look like that. So I'm going to have TRs. So I'm going to paste over and paste over and paste over because I've got 4 members of the Beatles. So nothing fancy, but we're obviously going to use CSS to spruce this up a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is actually insert the images. That's a nice easy thing. So I'm going to go image source equals, and conveniently I have downloaded some images of each of the Beatles. So I've got John Lennon, and my description, oh, I put that in the wrong place. So let's move that out, put it in the data area. Image source equals John. Oh, it's not being predictive. There we go. John, like that. I may as well copy that. Copy, copy. And I'm going to change John to Paul. I'm going to change John to Ringo. And George. 1, 2, 3, 4 images, all different sizes, which doesn't look great. So let's set them to a fixed size, 200 pixels. Yeah, that will do. It's a bit nicer. I need to fix that. There we go, image. And then the descriptions. So I'll just put one description example in. So I'm going to steal this from Britannica.com, which isn't great, but for the purpose of the example, it's fine. So I'll throw that in there. So I've got my John Lennon, blah, blah, blah. You'll notice that the table is resizing to the screen, which you may want, you may not want. I can show you how to fix that if you don't. So let's get this thing looking half decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, and you'll know that they correspond to these properties correspond to here. So I'm going to add a table property. And I'm just going to set the font family to what I had before. So let's change all of the fonts to what we like. Now this is not p-text, is it? So I might want to update that to p-text. But I believe my p-text is white. So maybe I'll just leave that. I could create a new set, a new category of text, but actually, I think I'll leave it there. I could override it, but it would also override. Actually, no. Let's say if I did this font size and I changed it to say 11 points. 10 points. Oh, looks a bit better, doesn't it? Okay, so I've got my font size, got my image, my description. You may want to add borders. So the way that we can do that, I think what we have to do there is we go table data, and we say border 1 pix, or is it 1 point? Let me double check that. 1 px solid black, and we'll put that in the table as well. Oh, that would help. Does that look any good? That is debatable. What I can do is I can see my rows now. If I want the columns in there, I would have to do this, I believe. Table row, table dollar, and table headers. TH. There we go. I'm not sure about that, to be completely honest, but I will leave it in because it's just representative of what you can do. Let's maybe tone down the color, see if that improves it. Yeah. There are other border types that you can play around with, but this is just simply an example of what you can do. The other thing I mentioned earlier is you may not want it, so it will adjust and it fits the whole width of the screen. So you might want to change the max width of it to say, okay, I want it to be 50% of the page, or you might want it to be 75% of the page. So that's a nice easy way of doing it. If you wanted to center it, well, you know that that's actually a member of a parent, so the table is within the main area, so you would have to just go align or align content center, or is it align items center, or is it text align center? Perhaps we'll leave that for now.